All right, let's dive in. A massive firestorm just kicked off in India, and it's all about one of the most sensitive topics you can imagine, language. And believe it or not, the whole thing started with one single dramatic and totally viral claim.
So this was the headline that just set the internet on fire. People were saying that the government of Tamil Nadu, which is a huge state in the south, was about to pass a bill to ban Hindi everywhere, on billboards, in movies, even in songs. I mean, can you imagine? An absolutely explosive move if it were actually true.
Yeah, except it wasn't. The whole thing was fake. The Tamil Nadu government's own fact-checkers jumped on it right away, calling the claim completely false. And the Secretary of the Legislative Assembly even went on the record to say, and I'm quoting here, "No proposal for such a bill has been received." So, case closed, right? Well, not exactly. Because here's the real question. If the story was just a rumor, why did it hit such a raw nerve? Why did so many people believe it was possible? Enough to reignite a conflict that's been simmering for almost 100 years. To figure that out, we've got to look at the history that created this firestorm in the first place. Okay, so first up, a rumor and a firestorm. See, this rumor didn't just appear out of nowhere. It's like it landed on a pile of dry tinder, this long, deeply felt political struggle in Tamil Nadu. We're talking about a state that has fiercely guarded its language and its culture for generations. And you really get a sense of how intense this is when you hear from the state's top leader, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. He gave this warning: "I warn the Modi government, do not throw stones at a beehive." Wow. That tells you everything, doesn't it? The beehive here, it's not just about language. It's about identity, it's about autonomy, and it's about a long history of resistance. So, let's talk about that beehive. To really get why it's so sensitive, we have to rewind the clock. Because this is not some new debate that just popped up between political parties. No, this is the latest chapter in a century-long fight that's all about the identity of the Tamil people. Just look at this timeline. It really shows you how deep this goes. The first big protests, they happened way back in 1937, before India was even an independent country. Then, after independence, in the 1960s, there was a push to make Hindi the only official language. And that led to these massive, sometimes violent protests. The feelings ran so high that some people even set themselves on fire. I mean, this isn't just some dusty history in a textbook. This is baked into the state's political DNA. And a huge part of this resistance comes from something called the Dravidian movement. This was more than just a language thing. It was a whole political awakening. It was about championing a unique identity for South India, an identity seen as totally separate from the Hindi-speaking North. So when there was a push for Hindi, the movement saw it as an attack, an attempt to force a northern culture onto the South. And that idea has shaped Tamil Nadu's politics for decades. Okay, so that's the history, but how is this playing out right now? Well, it's basically come down to a direct standoff over policy, a clash between the state government in Tamil Nadu and the central government in New Delhi. And this slide really gets to the heart of it. On one side, you have Tamil Nadu. For decades, they've stuck to a strict two-language formula in schools. First, Tamil, their mother tongue, and second, English as a window to the rest of the world. But on the other side, the central government's national education policy is pushing a three-language formula, and people in Tamil Nadu see this as a backdoor way to force Hindi into their schools. And believe me, this isn't just some abstract policy debate. There are real-world consequences, big ones. We're talking about a massive amount of money. Because Tamil Nadu has refused to adopt that three-language formula, the central government has reportedly held back over 2,000 crore rupees. That's around $232 million in federal education funding. So this isn't just about politics anymore. It's hitting schools and students directly. It's a high-stakes financial game now. And that kind of confrontation zooms us out to a much bigger picture, something that goes way beyond just language. What this whole conflict is really about is power. It's about autonomy. It's a debate about the very structure of India itself. It's a debate about federalism. So what exactly is federalism? Let's break it down. Super simple. It's a system that divides power. Think of it like this. The central government handles the big stuff, like national defense, but the regional state governments handle more local things like policing and, this is the key part here, education. The whole idea is that each level of government has its own turf, its own areas where it's in charge. Now, India's version of this is pretty unique.
The Constitution actually calls India a union of states, not a federation. And according to one of its main architects, B.R. Ambedkar, that specific wording was chosen for a reason. It means the union can't be broken up. No state can just decide to leave. Now, this creates a really strong central government, but it also creates this constant push and pull, this tension, with states always fighting to hold on to their own power and autonomy.
Okay, so let's tie all of this together. We started with a false rumor, and we've ended up here. And what it all shows is that in a country as mind-bogglingly diverse as India, language is never, ever just about how you talk to someone. It's about power. Think about it. In India, your language is a core part of your identity. It defines your culture, your community. It's also an incredibly powerful tool for politics. It can bring millions of people out into the streets. It's the main battleground in this whole debate over state autonomy and that delicate federal balance we talked about. And for a state like Tamil Nadu, language has become this powerful symbol of resistance, a way to push back against what they see as an attempt to force one single, uniform identity on the entire country.
And that leaves us with one final, really big question. In a nation with 121 official languages, not to mention countless cultures, what does unity even look like? Does it mean everyone conforming to one language, one identity? Or is it something much more complex? A delicate and, often really difficult balancing act, trying to protect every single one of those unique identities inside one unbreakable union? That right there is the question at the very heart of India's language wars.